finally we get to sort of the climax of the film. A lot of shit happens, whatever, right? Now, it's a very popular fan theory that Childs, when he shows back up, is the Thing. I believe it. I think that's true. I think it's intentionally ambiguous, but it is implied. Because the fact of the matter is, where the fuck was he? We already know by that point in the film that the Thing is so capable of assimilating people, even when they're around you 90% of the time. So somebody who vanishes out of thin air, who the Thing has probably already sort of understood, they already kind of don't trust this guy. So in a weird way, that makes him less suspicious, because if somebody who you already don't really like or trust is acting weird, I feel like you're going to notice it a lot less than somebody you do really trust, where it becomes really obvious that they're acting off, right? So, but honestly, I don't think that's like really that important. I think Childs is probably the Thing. This is, I want to state for posterity's sake, this is technically contradicted by the video game version of the Thing, which is technically canonically a sequel, and you find Childs' dead body, and not MacReady's. I'll second disclaimer, I've watched my girlfriend play the first, 4.5 hours of the Thing, which I think is, about half of it, or maybe a third, so I don't really fucking, in that movie, the Thing, they, made it in a lab. The U.S. military, made it in a lab, or were experimenting on it, and made scarier shit, and John Carpenter is there for, 20 minutes as an NPC, and then he dies, and it's pretty funny. The bad guy just, shoots him with a gun. It's really funny. I'm not gonna consider that canon. It technically is, but that's not relevant. So technically Childs wasn't the Thing. He did technically die, but we're not gonna talk about that, okay? I think Childs is the Thing. If you're unfamiliar with this theory, it's really based on three main things. A, the obvious being the reasons MacReady are suspicious of him is that he vanished. 2, in the scene where they're sitting there after the explosion together, MacReady has visible breath and Childs does not. Now, I'm going to say, I'm going to guess this maybe wasn't intentional. I would actually have to do a little more research into how and where that scene was filmed, because if they were just genuinely filming somewhere cold where your breath would appear, I think that Childs not having breath was probably just a result of whatever lighting and camera configuration they were using. If they had to, in any way, artificially introduce MacReady's breath, then it was 100% intentional, because why would you do it for just MacReady and not Childs? That's pretty obvious. So it kind of really just depends. But I think that's an interesting piece of evidence. 2, the bottle that MacReady offers Childs to drink is allegedly not alcohol. Now, I will say, I haven't really watched the movie since learning about this particular part of this theory and, really thinking about it. I don't think. It's been, about a year since I've seen this movie. Sorry. I know. Fake fan. Sorry. My attention span can only handle fucking TikToks and video games. Okay? What do you want me to do? Kill myself? Sorry. But the bottle, it was basically the bottle he was going to use to make a Molotov, so I think it's, supposedly gasoline. And so he hands Child a bottle of gasoline, and Childs takes a drink of it and appears fine and unbothered by the situation, which implies, allegedly, that he is not human. And Childs just chills there. He could, if he were the Thing, just kill this guy. He's weak. He's dying, And some people might say, oh, the Thing doesn't kill him because it's just fucking with him. Why? Why would it do that? Why would it do that? Again, this is you reading a very deliberate, malicious intent to the Thing. And I think there's very, very little evidence, if at all, aside from maybe this scene, to suggest, regardless of if you think the Thing is intelligent life who's scared or a viral sort of infection without direction, that it's malicious, that it wants to fuck with these people. I think more likely is that the Thing recognizes right now that MacReady can't hurt it. He's not a danger to the Thing. And the Thing is just scared. And I also think the Thing is worried about what might happen. Most of its biomass just got exploded. All it has is this one guy. It doesn't really know what he's got packing. So I think a combination of, I don't know what kind of threat this guy is. I don't know what I'm not fucking from here. I don't know, maybe this guy's gonna he's gonna have a cannon in his arm. I don't fucking know. Combined with I know this guy. He's not threatening. He's not a threat to me right now. There's nothing more right now, at least, that he's going to do to me, because if there was, he would be doing it already. I can tell he's dying from the cold. I can tell he doesn't have long. So I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna hang out and wait. And you know what? If we are going with intelligent life, maybe there's a part of the thing who just wants to chill for a second. You know? You see this a lot in movies and fiction where you have a moment between two characters who are antagonistic to each other where they're both at their lowest. This is a really cringe example. But in the DreamWorks cartoon, She-Ra and the Princesses of Power, this is just the first example I can think of, okay? In the at the end of the fifth season, by the way, spoilers for She-Ra and the Princesses of Power. It's a good show. If you like cartoons, I think it's worth watching. I think if you like cartoons, the first 2 seasons are like a little bit rough, but it really picks up from there. And it's Toxic Fury. Trust me. Okay, anyways. There are 2 characters, is what I'll say. One of them's Catra. You probably know who she is. I won't mention who the other character is. They are explicit by this point, direct antagonists. Catra is an antagonist. She has done particularly antagonistic and very genuinely terrible things to this other character, okay? But they both get caught by the third big antagonist, right? Well, the third problem. Because in the thing, it's not really an antagonist. I mean, I guess in a man versus nature kind of way, it's the antagonist. You know what I mean. And they are still antagonistic forces. Their positions, their specific positions in the situation are different. One character is an explicit prisoner, and Catra is like a henchman, but she's not like a free henchman. They're both in peril here, just different. And they have a moment together where they just sit with each other in sort of silence, because despite the fact these 2 characters hate each other, they have done terrible things to each other, they are both very vulnerable, because that's a very human thing, is you want companionship in a moment like this, in a moment of distress. And I think the thing is just, for a minute, for a second, because it's been here for God knows how long. It's been alone for how knows how long. It's spent God knows how long number of days or weeks having the worst time of its fucking life, okay? It has been a terrible month for this thing. To just chill and hang out with this guy for a second and let him die and then go fix my spaceship, or here's the thing, the spaceship's been blown up. There's a possibility the thing is just also knows it's going to die in this human form in this cold, and there's nothing he can really do about it, and attacking and killing this other guy isn't going to do anything for it either. Either way, there's no reason to harm this person anymore. So they're just going to sit there in silence together and die together. And, it turns out the real communism was the friends we made along the way. Basically, the thing is communism. That's what this whole point is. And also, if you don't want to include the metaphor, he's like a intelligent, I say he, sorry, default male gendering. I'm a bad feminist. Sorry. Okay, it's a he because I want to do yaoi with him. Okay, if you want to do Yuri with the thing, she's a she. Okay, any pronouns. I do think the thing has some humanity. The same way that the Viet Cong obviously had humanity. The communists had humanity. I don't think John Carpenter is making a very radical point here. I do not think John Carpenter is saying yes, communism, but I do think what John Carpenter is saying is that the communists were people. They were people with genuine wants and needs and motivations, and their motivation was not to conquer the world for evil. They had a real genuine motivation to do what they were doing. And during McCarthyism, when not only was everybody distrustful and paranoid, but as I'm assuming John Carpenter sees it, people were seeing and portraying communists as these evil, blood-sucking, like the original thing from another world, like genuinely evil Hitler-ass people who were going to come in and kill your children and steal your wife and take everything from you and burn your crops and destroy the American family or whatever. That they weren't really trying to do that, even if that's how people were perceiving it out of fear. And that's what I think John Carpenter's The Thing is about. And also, wood. Super wood. I don't care if I'm assimilated. First of all, I'm a system. I'm kind of used to being we're many parts of a whole all at once. I've got a lesbian living in here. She shares a lot of, you could probably tell. I hooked my carabiner to this earlier. I think I said that earlier. My girlfriend called me a dyke. Yeah, that was the lesbian. We were working together. I always want to be part of Hive Mind, and if I don't get assimilated, that's cool too. Yeah, no, totally would. I mean, one of my other big hear me outs is Ebrietas, daughter of the Cosmos from Bloodborne. If you're familiar with her, you understand. If not, look her up. I genuinely want her bad. This is like not a bit. I would 100%. I wish I could have sex with her. And also, John Carpenter's The Thing. I don't think I have any thoughts left. I probably missed a lot of details in the middle because this is not scripted and I'm just autism ADHD rambling and I've had like 1 1/4 of one of these fucking things and a little bit of a blunt and this took way too long. Sorry, but this is why I couldn't just not argue. It's not a real argument. If you disagree with me, I mean, I'll bite your head off and I'll chew it and I'll spit it out and I'll form it into a little mold. Just for fun. I didn't even want to eat it. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That was a joke. I'm not bad. I don't care. It's a movie. Have fun with it. But also, I'm right. All the time, forever. So, just remember that about everything. Literally about everything. Okay? Unless a woman corrects me, and then she's right. Because women, hashtag feminism, hashtag women. I know I look like this, but real women who aren't me, they know what's going on better. Except about John Carpenter's The Thing. Anyways, this is why I couldn't just, there was way too much here to type it out, and I have fucked up hands. Post-work, I couldn't do it. Sorry, you had to watch me talk for like an hour. I don't know, you're on my server. Everybody here's in love with me. Okay, bye!